Well, guys, back for another one. It is KEOSTERS Classic Collection series, and this is episode 4, and the fourth of 5 episodes in series 1. And this episode, I'm going to be talking about the Star Trek series. Now, there has been, for years, we have witnessed a franchise of immense quality from the world of Star Trek. I wouldn't call myself a Trekkie nerd or anything, but I definitely have watched the series over the years, and I was never a big fan of the first series. It wasn't in my time, it was before my time, and I never really got into the first series. I watched the odd episode here and there, James T. Kirk, Spock, Bones McCoy, Scotty, all the rest. I know them all, but I was never really mad into the episodes that much. But I watched the second series, which was The Next Generation. I'm an avid fan of The Next Generation. It's probably the one that I would watch and go back to the most. I've probably seen all the episodes. I would have watched them in the last few series from 92 to 94 probably. I remember my late brother Seamus was a big fan of Star Trek The Next Generation. I used to watch it with him every evening. It was funny. It was fun times. But yeah, so I used to love that show. And I used to love the episodes featuring the Borg, which I'll get to in a minute. But I actually I had a big interest in Star Trek: The Next Generation. You had Captain Picard, played by Patrick Stewart, what a legend. You had Worf, played by Michael Dorn. You had, of course, Data, played by Brent Spinner. You had Commander William T. Riker, played by Jonathan Frakes, who actually directed a lot of the episodes as well. You had the likes of Deanna Troi, played by Martina Sirtis. You had Beverly Crusher, played by Gates McFadden. You had Will Wheaton playing Ensign Crusher, her son. You had so many. And then you had the people who came in for episodes. You had Whoopi Goldberg, of course, playing the Guinan, the woman, the kind of psychic woman that worked in the bar in the 10 Forward, which it was called. You had the likes of, if I'm leaving any out, this is terrible. Geordie LaForge, of course, a big character, the engineer in it. He was played by, trying to think of his name. It'll come to me. Also, you've got the likes of so many great, actually, famously, Murdoch of the A-Team, the guy that played Murdoch, actually came into Star Trek for many episodes, and even done Star Trek Voyager and Deep Space Nine a few episodes as well. So, such a great series, Star Trek The Next Generation. It's probably my favorite, and it's featured a lot on 2 DVDs. I've got the collection. Of course, I actually traded in the actual Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager collections that I had, because they're all on Netflix and they never leave Netflix, and every episode is there to watch, so I might as well just have them digitally. But I have still got a couple of the box sets that I got from the Star Trek series, and 2 of them are here, and they are the Star Trek Collective, the Collectors Fan Collective series. One of them is this one. It's the Q series, so it gives you a series of episodes from the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. Them 3 series really had a lot of John Delancey, who played Q, and a lot of his episodes are on this box set. It's a pretty cool box set, 4-disc set, worth checking out, folks, because all the episodes with Q involved are excellent episodes. They include Encounter at Farpoint, the very first Next Generation episode. They include Q Who, of course, that excellent Borg episode, which features, of course, which is Q Who. They've got the likes of the Next Generation episode, Deja Q, and then you've got the episode Cupid, which is actually to do with Robin Hood. They go into which is known as the holodeck, where they transform into and go into another time. It's a cool kind of thing, and they become Robin Hood and his merry men kind of thing. Other episodes, Tapestry from Deep Space, or from Next Generation, All Good Things, which is the very last episode of The Next Generation featured on this. And you've got Death Wish, the Voyager episode that he's in, and also a lot of good stuff. That Q-less episode from Deep Space Nine as well. So that's a good box set, folks. The Fan Collective Q is called. Another Star Trek box set that is my absolute favorite. I go back to these episodes a lot because it's my favorite villain from Star Trek, my favorite alien, and I'm talking about these guys. Yes, indeed, the Borg. What a fun show this was. I remember when I was back in first class in school, back in 1994, I believe it was, I was sitting beside a guy called Gary Quigley, and he used to be crazy into the Borg and into Star Trek and stuff. And that episode, that famous episode, which is called the Best of Both Worlds, which features the Borg in a big way, and they take Captain Picard hostage and turn him into a Borg, and it's the two episodes that ended Series 3 and started Series 4 of Star Trek Next Generation. But this Gary and myself used to be talking when them episodes were on BBC Two, and myself and Gary used to be talking about them and analysing them and stuff. It used to be a lot of fun. And even at that age, I was mad into this type of stuff. And yes, indeed, Star Trek Fan Collective, it is Borg. So there you go. All the best Borg episodes, and they include the Best of Both Worlds, Q-Who, Enterprise Regeneration, which is actually the latest one that the Borg were featured in from the Star Trek Enterprise series. Of course, other Next Generation episodes, The Descent Part 1 and The Descent Part 2. As well as that, you've got the Voyager Scorpion episode. You've also got the Voyager Drone episode and the Dark Frontier episode. So there you go. Some good stuff from, of course, Voyager Endgame is part of this as well. Of course, the Voyager character 7 of 9 is in this box set as well. So the other series, other than The Next Generation, and I might actually do a video all about The Next Generation at some stage, but the other series include Deep Space Nine, which ran from 1994 to 2000, I believe, or 2000 or so. We did mention The Next Generation there. It ran for 5 series as well, from 87 to 94. Also, you have the series Voyager, which ran from around the same time as Deep Space Nine, so there was a lot of crossovers in them two shows. It ran from 95 to 2001. Then, of course, you had Enterprise, which ran from about 2002 till 2007. 5 series. And then now you've got the new series, which is called Star Trek Discovery. I haven't checked it out yet. It's on Netflix. I need to get on that one. But I kind of gravitate towards the classics and going back to the classics. That's one of my faults as a guy that's big into movies and series and stuff. I tend to go back to watch stuff I love rather than try new stuff a lot of the time. I do make myself try new stuff sometimes, but it's not always easy when you're so used to the great characters and legends from the past. But and of course the same happens with me with my interest in wrestling. I love to watch the classics up until about 10 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago. The new stuff really is hit and miss for me big time. But anyway, that's just the way I am. Bit nostalgic. But yes, indeed, I do recommend checking out, especially The Next Generation. We'll talk about the movies on another series, on another episode or series of here on CKTV. But I'm not going to go into the movies now because I'll be taking up a lot of time. But this is just part of KEOSTERS Classics collection. And it is talking about the Star Trek series from over the years, the franchise, great franchise, what a gem. There's not a lot more I can say about it. I probably will do a special on the Next Generation over in the next while, maybe could even be a year from now, but I'm going to do that over the next while anyway. And much like I did a series on Batman, this is also a big interest of mine, the Star Trek series, so that's pretty cool. Alright folks, it's been the KEOSTER. Bye for now, and I hope you're enjoying. This was episode 4 of KEOSTERS Classic Collection. Bye for now, dudes. KEOSTER over, ha ha, and out.